Welcome everyone to another episode of Football Armchair Experts, where we pretend to know everything but actually we know nothing. For this week, a bit special, we will just be reviewing match week 4 and what's happened in the Premier League. Also, I guess talking about the Big Six, a bit of update on them. This is the first time that all members of the Big Six have won in the same match week since 2017-18. That's almost 5 years ago. So for those of you thinking, okay, maybe this is an easy league and all that, there are no easy games, maybe except games against Bournemouth. Liverpool fan England definitely watch Liverpool rack up the goals against Bournemouth 9-0. Crisis, what crisis? Although, can you say it is just Bournemouth?
Yeah, I mean, it came at a good time, especially because I wasn't planning to watch the game, right? Because to me, it's before the game, like it was sort of like, okay, if you lose, then it's just gonna be a continuation of like the sian feeling, like, oh shit, why you still haven't gotten a win yet? But if you win, right, it's also nothing much to be happy about, right? It's like, oh, you just win against Bournemouth, sort of an expected thing. So yeah, I wasn't planning to watch, but whatever, okay, watch, see how. So I think it was like a good, I guess, confidence booster for the fans. Let us know that there's still something there, like that maybe the season is not all doom and gloom like as the fans think after the first 3 games.
I don't think they were ever in a state of crisis. It's not that extreme. It's concerning, but I wouldn't consider it crisis yet. So yeah, I think it's a good turnaround, especially for Firmino, like you said. 5 goal involvements is quite sick, considering he barely did anything the past few games. So this could be where Liverpool kick on. Hopefully they do, because it's quite sad to see them not performing well. But this match was so easy that even Salah could afford to be wasteful. He didn't have any goal involvement. That's crazy. He could miss a few easy chances somehow. So could have easily been like, 11? Bournemouth were that bad.
Yeah, at this point, anybody needs a confidence boost, they can just play Bournemouth. So I don't think... Yeah,
I mean...
they might just lose.
They lost.
For his up, man.
Even Gerrard already used his one chance already, and he didn't even get that chance. Yeah. Manchester City, the biggest of all the teams, of course, defending champions, 4 goals against Crystal Palace, but it didn't seem quite so swimmingly well. I guess maybe if Imran was watching the Liverpool game, he might have had one eye on the Man City result. Would have probably been quite happy that with the score at halftime, Crystal Palace 2-0 up. But it's a familiar story. It's the 3rd time that Crystal Palace have been 2-0 up at Man City. But it's of course the first time they've gotten nothing from the game, because this time the difference is Erling Haaland.
Can't say I wasn't surprised, because Crystal Palace always do well against City, the counter. But I didn't expect the comeback from them. I guess maybe it was the Man City of the previous years with just Jesus. I guess they wouldn't be capable of that. But this Haaland, I think, don't know, man, full of praise. I think they're going to win the title because of him. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's a hot take, but okay. Yeah.
Super hot. Yeah.
His all-round play is not just the touches. I think his movement is damn dangerous. And when he sprints, right, it's damn hard to catch him. Plus, he's a tank. So he's like he's a monster. He's a real specimen of a striker. Quite perfect. And at such a young age. So he's everything that Chelsea needs also. So it's very annoying to see like him doing so well for City. We're not surprised, but we should be very afraid. Although there is hope that City will still lead goals, it's just how do you keep solid and stay strong? How much of a lead do you need to actually beat City?
Yeah, I guess, if there's any consolation, I guess maybe for like Liverpool fans or maybe other fans who think they can challenge for the title, Man City 2 goals down for the 4th time in the last 6 games. Looking at Man City's defense, do you think maybe this could be a different year? You can get at them a bit more?
Very hard to answer that question, and it's like for one, I was thinking, okay, maybe the reason why they've been conceding more this season is also because they have Erling Haaland there. Like you said, he's not very involved in the play, right? He just appears and score goals. Whereas comparatively to before, they used to like play all midfielders, so maybe they lose a bit of the control. That's why like they are conceding more goals. I don't know, but I mean, if they can just outscore people, then it doesn't really matter, and it makes for a more entertaining game. Although I would assume Pep Guardiola wouldn't want that. It's all about the control, and that's another thing. I was hoping maybe Haaland wouldn't do as well because I think it's like to fit into like Pep Guardiola's system, you need to play in a very specific sort of way, or he always looks for specific sort of players, right? It's like, so no matter how good you are, sometimes it will stifle you. I think a good example is like Gabriel Jesus. It's like, or after he leaves, suddenly he's just like on fire. So yeah, but no, very impressed every time Haaland plays. Even like the simple things he does, it doesn't have to be technical or what, but so it's just his movement and then like just all his physical attributes, right? It's just so impressive. So I start running, right? It's over already. Like, just brush defenders aside, and then he got an angle to shoot, right? He will just like smash the ball in.
Yeah, I think that's the most impressive thing. Like, I don't think there's ever been I don't know if ever, but like, especially when watching the game also, like whenever he's got the chance, right, it's always like at least it's on target or else it's almost confirmed goal, which is it's a weird feeling, I guess, if you're facing them, you always be scared of that. I guess maybe the one thing you have to highlight is of course the third goal, which both the centre backs were like wrestling with him, but he still managed to brush both of them off and then still convert the chance also, which is you can do all the marking you want, but if he's going to be more physical than you, it's difficult. Yeah, so have to, I guess, feel a bit bad for Palace. I mean, it was a good performance from them, but nothing from the result. Speaking of good performance, but nothing from the result. Fulham's
hey, disappointing. You're the reason why they are top of the table.
Okay, we get 25% of that blame only, okay? We are just one of 4 teams that lost to them. Yeah, but of course, it was the first time that Arsenal found themselves behind, and it was to a Gabriel error, Mitrovic capitalizing on that. But yeah, this is only the third time Arsenal have won their first 4 games in the league season. The last time they did that, of course, they went unbeaten. It was that invincible season.
Yeah, I mean, their flying start doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. It's the first time they are going to play like a big team, though. I think that's usually where they crash and burn. So
I know the next game is Aston Villa, so
whatever
I assume it's 5 after that. But
that's a right off already.
After that is Man U. Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, Arsenal Man U.
Yeah, and actually, like speaking of Arsenal, right? It's surprised that Gabriel just do so well because from what I was talking about Man City just now, right? It's like technically he's going into a similar team with Arteta there, right? I mean, or at least they have like similar principles, but somehow he like just fits there with the players. I don't know why. So
maybe playing more centrally, I guess.
Yeah. I'm still trying to think about like what made Arsenal good again, but I can't seem to find the reason. Because it's like if you were to compare to last season, they weren't doing very well. Their squad wasn't very good. This season, I mean, obviously they've improved it quite a lot, but it's not like it's not like an overhaul, that's why I'm sort of thinking, is it because they like plug the gaps properly or something?
I think a bit of both. Like, they have their they have their young players and all that. Now all of them are 1 year older, and they had more games under their belt and all that. I think they've bought well also. Zinchenko and Jesus are definitely upgrades on what they had before. First time that they've really been given a little bit of a scare, and they really had to rely on the Arsenal fans to really pull them through this game to make sure that they, I would say in other seasons maybe they would have either settled for a draw, ended up losing the game. But have to ask Robin, like what is it different this time about this Arsenal side?
Yeah, I think they don't give up. That's one. That's to their credit lah. They no longer capitulate so easily. But I also do feel that they got a bit lucky in this game lah. Like Odegaard's goal was a deflection, if I'm not wrong. So a little bit lucky to get away the win. But to their credit, they kept going. And I think it's just a period of Arsenal, a lot of players being on form now lah, and trying to stay fit. Like Martinelli is playing really well and finding fitness, a sustained run of fitness in quite a long while. Been a while since that happened. Then the centre back that came back also is performing well. Saliba, right? Apparently it's some sensation now.
I think his song is more of a sensation, but okay, yeah.
And of course, my favourite is Thomas Partey, but although he didn't play against Fulham, but I think he's also super important. Yeah, so it's a case of like everyone else performing up to what they should be, whereas even like Saka is quite unproductive if you have to compare to last year. But that's the thing with Arsenal's young team lah. I think they blow hot and cold. You just need to wait for their time to be off form, then they'll be in trouble.
I mean, I don't know about Arsenal fans. I don't know what their targets for this season are, actually. I mean, with this hot start, do they think that they can compete for the title now? Not too sure. Like, would fifth be a disappointment if you ask an Arsenal fan now?
I would think so. I mean, we don't have an Arsenal fan here to answer that, but if after this start and they still finish fifth, I think definitely a disappointment. I think there are definitely a few of them are getting ahead of themselves, thinking it's title challenge. But I think top four for sure, it should be the minimum for them this season now. The difference is probably their fans also. Now they truly believe that their team can do well. I think there's a little bit of the if Arsenal concede first, then the fans get on them. They start to be nervous. You feel the nervous energy in the stadium. This time it was a bit different. Even though Gabriel made the mistake, they were actually very supportive of him. They still cheer their team on, and I felt like it sounds a bit funny to say, but I felt like their fans want it for them in that sense. In a way, good to see that the Arsenal fans have some character development like that. Gone through the Arteta out or that kind of thing, and then now they're starting to come around to it. After the expectations were very low, now suddenly we are okay with it just being top four this season. Maybe something more next season. But
trust the process again.
Yeah, in a sense, trust the process again. Maybe it was an all or nothing documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, got them around with the whole light bulb nonsense. Then maybe they truly believe Arteta is the one. Yeah, I guess to ask Inran, as someone who didn't think Arteta is the one, could Arteta actually turn out to be the one?
I think still not. I still don't think so. But I think he can definitely bring them to the top four lah. But to challenge for the title, at least not for now. Maybe in a couple of years, maybe develop a bit more. I mean, he also has character development, so
yeah.
Or maybe just the documentary showing us more stuff that we usually don't see. I mean, I don't know. I do all the weird things. I don't know how that works. But I think in terms of Arsenal, I mean, the top four, I mean, their goal was always to challenge for the top four. And I mean, whether because of luck or what, or that they are really good, but the first few games probably gave their fans a much needed confidence booster also, and sort of bought some time for them. So now, I guess the fans are gonna be behind them until they start losing a lot more. Yeah, but at least it gives them a sort of a safety bit, right? Yeah, I mean, it's not just the win. It's the way they won, I guess. It was always quite comfortable against a smaller team. So at least it shows that they have a strong base to their fans. Not like last time where you win, but always very iffy.
Speaking of iffy wins, Chelsea's win was pretty iffy.
We'll take it.
But a win is a win.
Yeah, man. We need to ride our luck. We have to, man. That's crazy. They tiang post don't know how many times. We tiang once, but walao. I was reading the commentary plus watch the highlights. I was damn nervous. I had a feeling, I was quite confident that we were going to concede an equalizer. Yeah, that's the pessimism around Chelsea these days. But yeah, super relieved to come away with the 3 points. And we'll take the lucky goal also, man. Sterling's deflection. Wow. Very important that he got off the mark. Finally get proper goals. Yeah, so I think Chelsea really dug deep. I think they hung on. Thankfully, we needed this. And it's more indicative of the Chelsea mentality that should be there all along. So good result. Hopefully, this is where they can kick on also. I feel sad for Conor Gallagher, but I can't really blame him. He's still learning. And I think he's probably trying too hard.
I mean, does this mean, there's only a few days left to the transfer window. Will you all loan him out again?
I hope not. I do think he deserves a chance to stay and at least be backup. We don't really have good backups now. So I hope he stays. Yeah, I don't think we can afford to lose him.
Yes, I mean, against Leicester, and then you are one man down. You'll take any result you get.
Of course, we are disappointed that Man U have got some sort of form going. But 1-0 against Southampton, is it really a big deal?
No, I think also, I mean, I didn't watch the game, but sounds like a iffy win also. And they're not even playing from one man down like Chelsea. Yeah. So I think it's still not totally in form yet. Still, I mean, the verdict's still out on them. But I don't think they have like completely turned the corner yet.
Yeah, I think so. Who knows? Maybe Ronaldo was the bug all along. He was the virus that they had to get rid. So ship him off, boys. Yeah, but it seems like he's not going anywhere lah, based on Fabrizio Romano. So then yeah, so I guess he's gonna continue playing. But yeah, I think seems like they are resurging a bit lah. I mean, this is the kind of weak games that you should scrape a win even you're not playing well. Then they managed to do it. So I guess credit to them.
Yeah, amazingly, this is the first time in 7 away games that Man U haven't lost. I guess maybe you can start with Robin. In terms of like the big six, which team had the most impressive result?
Wow, impressive result. Maybe Chelsea being 10 men down for such a long period.
Okay, Chelsea fan TV.
Just because they got 10 men, at within half an hour, they were like 1 man down already. Otherwise, Man City, I guess. But they've been doing it, right? So we're not super surprised also. Very hard to say. Spurs, they kind of grounded out the result. But I don't know how well did Forest play. To their credit, they held on quite long. Yeah, so I don't really know how they played. Very hard to say. Man U had a very important win, but I don't think they played well at all. So I can't really say they're impressive, right? So very hard to judge. I have to pick my bias take.
Might as well we ask Iran, is it Liverpool for you?
I mean, I would think so. Just cause of the score line. I mean, obviously it's an easy win against Bournemouth, but no one else gonna score 9-0. So against any other club, you don't really see that coming. So just for this week, I'm gonna indulge myself a bit.
Treat yourself. Yeah, why not? It is your first win of the season.
Yeah, lor.
Congrats on joining the club finally.
Okay, let me go down the list. It's not Man U. It's not Man City. It's not Liverpool. To me, it's either between Chelsea or Arsenal for this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll go with Arsenal. Yeah. I mean, Chelsea, I know they're down at 10 men all, but let's say they're down their luck as fuck. So I think maybe anybody can beat them even in 10 men. So maybe I choose Arsenal. Because I watched a bit of the game lah. It seemed like, I mean, it's not easy. I mean, I think past few years they probably won't get back from this game to achieve it. So kudos to them lah. I mean, it's their first challenge, their first test, and did so well. Not really so, but they grind it out lah. So I guess that's that. I don't say Spurs, right? Because I think they didn't really play very well. At some points of the game, they actually dominated by Forest, but they still managed to win it lah, because of their players are just better. But they didn't actually play well lah. So I give it to Arsenal.
Last week we didn't talk about Manjun meeting Fandi Ahmad.
Oh lol.
Yeah, so cool.
What's that like, book signing?
No lah, it's just some guest speaker lah, at our office. But then he also came to promote his book lah. So he signed everyone's book.
And you just miraculously had his book.
No lah, as in they give free book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then he promote for what you already have.
No lah, he go that time his life story lor, those kind of things.
So you're like motivated or something. But what was the purpose of it?
No lah, as in my office we usually have guest speaker to come. This kind of thing. Yeah.
What an interesting guest.
Why your office so good?
Don't know. This where your taxpayer money go to lah.
Okay. So it wasn't meant to motivate you all or teach you all any skills. It's just okay, we got a guest speaker today, he's just going to be talking.
I mean, I guess it's to make office life interesting. I guess that's part of it. The audience, they talk about they ask questions about, so how does the old generation compare with the young generation? This kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was his answer?
They talk, the young generation, they think about the money, this kind of thing. And then last time we played with passion, not for the money. If money then is the bonus.
Just because he wasn't paid.
Oh my god.
Then last time I had to go and scrub my own boots. And now our boots got the endorsement. Every time got new boots. This kind of thing. I think his sons already have new boots every day.
That's true. I guess he got that kind of insight also because his son's so-called playing S-League football also. S-League, right? Or is it like Thai League?
Thai League.
Oh.
Actually, also have
Yeah, he's youngest in the S League.
a top scorer for Tampines Rovers.
I thought Albrecht. I think Albrecht.
Albrecht.
Well, Imran suddenly very
Oh,
well-versed in S-League.
S League.
I don't know. I saw an article on it. He say it's like okay, not the top scorer or like what top local scorer
Oh, okay.
for in the S League or something like that.
Yeah, but I think Manju was saying that he wants to go and watch an S-League game also.
I haven't gonna watch it yet.
Which team though?
Hopefully got one of the top few lor. It's either got Albrecht or got Lions City Sailors. I don't watch like Young Lions against Balestier. Fuck that one.
Yeah, like
Yo.
No.
I never support local.
Yeah, like I don't know, like your Hougang United or something.
Oh, they are dying this season, yeah. From the bottom of the table, right, is Young Lions, is Balestier, and then is Hougang.
No.
So don't want lah. So I don't want lah.
It was WP invest more in their region.
Is it political party that want to? I guess we can look forward to maybe Manju will be adding this extra like 5 minutes of him filming himself at the S-League game.
Walao.
Live from the Tampines Rovers Stadium, whatever.
I don't even know half their team. I can even name 3 players very good.